Hey, I'm meteorologist Doug Myers with the latest forecast heading into this Tuesday. Well, yesterday we had highs in the upper 80s to near 90s. Certainly got a lot warmer than I expected yesterday, but we are going to be cooler today because of the rain this morning, limiting our warming trend for the first half of the day. And of course, the cloud cover keeping temperatures from warming up too much for today as well. Now, you may be wondering why Manhattan and Concordia hasn't been showing up on our current conditions over the past several days. Well, it's because there's an issue with, not necessarily an issue with the temperature gauge, because I do have those high temperatures there, but there's an issue with the FAA as far as having those readouts on surface maps, and so thus that is having a factor on ingesting into our system. And so it's not because our system is not there. If you look at any surface map online for across the country, typically Manhattan Concordia will be showing up. Well, it's not, and it hasn't been for a while. They are aware of it, and they will get it fixed as soon as possible. But until then, apologies that the temperature isn't showing, but at least it's still recording data. So that's the good news. We are still getting the data as far as the rain and the temperatures are concerned at those stations. So we don't have to worry about that, but it just doesn't show up on the current condition map. Meanwhile, today, upper 70s and low 80s for most areas with the rain this morning and then drier by this afternoon. The heat returns tomorrow, though. Look at this. We are heating up, as in fact, I could be talking about heat advisory criteria with heat index values at least 105. That'll be something to be aware of, as the National Weather Service may be issuing it at some point today or tomorrow morning based on confidence levels of those areas that could get at least 105. So just be mindful of that. I don't think it'll get hotter than 107 across the area, but definitely something that we'll continue to pay attention to for tomorrow. No doubt about it, it's going to feel a lot hotter tomorrow compared to what it will be for today. And with the rain this morning, we will have that rain winding down by this afternoon and getting into some late day sun. Will generally be partly cloudy tonight, mostly clear to partly cloudy. We're still giving an eye on a chance of storms tonight. There is some uncertainty on where these storms will be developing tonight. A lot of our short-term models have it about where these storms are developing right along the Nebraska-Kansas border. Some of our medium and long-range models do have a little bit better chance across even areas along I-70 for tonight. So just something to continue to keep an eye on as we'll be updating the forecast for tonight. Otherwise, I do expect any activity tonight to quickly push out of the area tomorrow morning, leaving us with mostly sunny skies and dry conditions and heating up into those 90s for temperatures and triple digits for heat index values. I do think we could get storms a little bit earlier than what this model is indicating in the late afternoon hours, around 5-6 o'clock rather than closer to 7 like this model has. But regardless, whenever they do develop, we will be monitoring it very closely because there is a risk of severe weather. We'll talk about that here in a little bit, but let's talk about the rainfall. Here's the rainfall through midnight Wednesday night or Thursday morning, depending on how you look at it. And you can see, don't necessarily look at what your particular city is getting, just note the pattern. Some areas will not get as much, and other areas could get some heavier rainfall. And taking a look at our other computer models and showing some decent rainfall across much of northeast Kansas. So it's really within these next 2-3 days that we're going to get the bulk of our rain for the next 8. That's what we're going to be focusing on as we head into these next couple of days. So here we go. Here's the severe weather outlook. You can see the marginal risk in our far north and eastern communities. This will mainly be for storms tonight, not necessarily this morning, but we'll keep an eye on it as well for this morning. Then we get into a slight risk for much of northeast Kansas for the late afternoon, evening hours of tomorrow, where all hazards are possible. While I still expect a hail and wind threat to be the concern, we will keep an eye on the very low, but not a 0% chance of a brief tornado. And then on Thursday, may get a few leftover shower and thunderstorms early in the morning, and then we'll be keeping an eye in the evening hours for redevelopment. I think most of Thursday will probably end up being dry. We're also monitoring the heavy rain potential, maybe some flooding, marginal risk today into tonight. And then tomorrow into tomorrow night, we get into that slight risk of heavy rainfall that could lead to flooding. Once you get into Thursday, we still have that marginal risk that continues into Thursday night. So again, these next 3 days are going to be very key as far as giving us our best opportunities for rain. Yes, I do have another opportunity of rain as we head towards Saturday night. There may be even a chance Friday night I'm not ready to put it in the forecast just yet, but whatever chances we get, once we get past today's rain chance, especially in the morning, I think a lot of our chances would be between about 5 p.m. and 9, 10 o'clock in the morning time frame, leaving bulk of the daytime hours dry. Obviously subject to change, so keep checking back in. But once you get past today as well, we're pretty much going to stay in the upper 80s and low 90s for most areas as the heat is making a return to the area. Quick check of our extended outlooks. We do have a probability of above average temperatures on all three panels here, and equal chances of drier than normal, wetter than normal in the 6 to 10 day outlook. However, once you get in the 8 to 14 and certainly in a 3 to 4 week outlook, it does look to dry out a little bit as we increase the probability of drier than normal conditions. So overall, there's a lot to be keeping an eye on, especially for the rest of this work week. So keep checking back in daily for updates, and we'll continue to keep you updated. In the meantime, again, I think lightning and locally heavy rainfall are going to be our primary concerns for this morning's activity. And it's going to be a little bit higher probability of severe weather tonight, and then even more so, especially as we head towards the late afternoon and evening hours for your Wednesday, tomorrow. That's going to be the biggest concern. If there is going to be any severe weather in our area, that's when it would be. Have a great day.